Welcome back. The government reopening after the longest shutdown in history could reveal some surprises for technology leaders, according to former government guests on recent FedGov Today podcasts. The reopening, though, could be an opportunity for those tech leaders, too. Gary Washington's former CIO at USDA. He's the new Chief Strategy Officer at ACT-IAC. Gary, welcome. It's great to have you back on the program. Do you see an opportunity for technology people as they get back to the office, as they get their teams back to the office after the shutdown, to make gains and not just play catch up?
Absolutely. I think IT leaders and professionals have to think differently about IT delivery, given the priority around AI, artificial intelligence, consolidating data. If you overlay that with cybersecurity and getting rid of the technical debt, the legacy systems that we have, I think there'll be some tremendous opportunities to learn, some tremendous opportunities to move the federal government forward in terms of modernizing service delivery, and in terms of getting costs down, or what we spend on IT as a whole. So it's going to be an intense journey for a lot of people because there's not a lot of time, and there's a very ambitious agenda around information technology for this administration.
What is the best way to attack that agenda and to demonstrate not just to your peers and to those below you, but to the people above you, we're taking this seriously, we're tackling it, and we're making progress? I
think you need to be very focused, and you need to be very focused on the priorities and not diverge off and do some things that feel nice to you, because there's a lot going on. And just remain focused on that over a period of time and make sure that everybody's aligned. Not just the technology folks, but your business partners as well in your organizations.
How do you identify the most important business partners? Because there's a lot of people vying for the attention of the Chief Information Officer. I imagine that will be intensified after the shutdown based on whatever's gone on in the last 40-some days till people actually get back to the office. How do you identify which of those relationships get your attention first?
Well, I believe that tone is set by the Secretary and the Deputy Secretary, and they have priorities across the department, and they have some ideas about what they want modernized and what they want to see improved. And I think making sure that you have a strategy that they agree with and that they buy into, and you make sure that that's communicated across the enterprise is very important.
You said think differently. How would you like to see your peers as CIOs think differently moving forward than they have in the past? What does that revolve around in your view, Gary?
Well, in terms of thinking differently, the career CIOs, I would use this as an opportunity to do what we've been wanting to do for many, many years. Transform, modernize, have some value added in terms of mission delivery across different organizations, getting the technical debt issue solved as well. So, but it's going to be an intense journey. In the political CIOs, I would embrace the career employees and bring them along for this journey and make sure that they have a part to play and have some ownership in making sure that this transformation takes place.
You talked about technical debt now. You mentioned it twice, so
yes.
It's obviously something that's very near and dear to your heart.
Yeah.
What have been the most successful techniques to eliminate it that you've seen?
Well, from my experience at USDA, we had a very old network, and it was architected during that time, but for current times, it wasn't fitting the purpose. So we were able to consolidate 17 networks down to one. And over a period of time, over a 10-year period, USDA will see a $700 million cost avoidance. We're getting rid of that old equipment and making sure that we have a state-of-the-art modern network by virtue of the EIS contract with GSA. And there's other things such as consolidating your data centers, moving your applications to the cloud. And we've been very successful in that. But I think the focus with the new CIO at USDA right now is really on the mission systems and mission delivery, which, quite frankly, the old systems cost a lot of money, and they're inefficient, and and some you can argue that they're really not delivering what they should to the American public.
Observers like me, I know not the two of you, Observers like me, though, saw a little bit of a competition between you and Gundeep Ahluwalia at Labor as the masters of the Technology Modernization Fund. How valuable is a tool like that to a CIO today to help get some things done that maybe otherwise couldn't have gotten done?
Well, the Technology Modernization Fund was instrumental to us. It provided us the financial resources to be able to jumpstart our modernization efforts. Now, granted, you have to pay the money back. It is a fee for that as well. But you know, when you can't get it through the budget process, there was capital available to ensure that you started your journey to modernize your enterprise.
You were at USDA for the last shutdown in 2019. How long do you think it took you to kind of get back to normal where you could start to make gains ahead? What's reasonable for somebody who's just worked through this one to think, okay, it's going to take me X amount of time before I kind of feel normal again?
Well, we felt normal fairly quickly, to be perfectly honest with you. When we got back from the previous shutdown, at that time, Secretary Perdue, you know, we hit the ground running as soon as we got back, and I foresee that happening again. But it's gonna be an even more rapid pace this time.
You're the new Chief Strategy Officer for ACT-IAC. Congratulations on that.
Thank you so much.
What does that role entail? And I imagine I'll be seeing you at ELC in a couple of weeks.
Oh, absolutely. You see me. But the position reports to the CEO, Dave Wintergren, and really I'll be leading the customer engagement efforts. I'll be a senior leader at the ACT-IAC events. I'll be leading some of the strategy and planning sessions and engaging our government and industry partners as well. And I'll be participating a lot in the innovation activities and in the geospatial activities as well.
It's great to have you back on the show. Congratulations on your
Thank
job.
you so much for having me, Francis. I really appreciate it.
You can read more about reopening government on today's show page at fedgovtoday.com.